You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, guys, we're going to be talking about Memphis Grizzlies player Ja Morant here in this video because we have an update. Now, Ja Morant, this man can actually make, starting next season, $231 million. Me and you can only dream of that. We don't have his NBA talent at all. This is why this man is making $12 million right now, and he's going to get a huge contract that kicks in next season. The man has talent, but with great talent also comes great responsibility. And Ja Morant doesn't seem to be very, very mature, but it looks like he's actually going to dodge a bullet, no pun intended, from any type of charges actually being levied against him for that Instagram live video that was actually at a strip club, if I'm not mistaken. And I actually covered that on that video. I wasn't sure exactly if they would actually have much of anything to go on based off that video. That video was like, 30 seconds or so, 40 seconds. And you actually see a gun come into frame. It was there. Clearly it was there. But he still could actually be in trouble with the NBA. Now, I'm going to dive into that near the end of this video because I believe there was actually some confusion on the type of NBA punishment he could actually get. But we did find out that the police were actually going to be investigating the gun in the club. And you can see here, Ja Morant won't face charges over gun incident. They probably really didn't have much to go on, to tell you the truth. Now, he was actually in Denver. I believe it was a city outside of Denver, but it's not illegal to actually have a gun. However, if you're actually drinking, you can't possess a gun. And I believe based off that video, they had nothing to go with on that. And there was no complaints. So he got off. Hopefully this is a lesson learned for Ja Morant. Now, will he actually escape NBA punishment? I do not know. He's out for a minimum of 2 games and they play again, I believe, on Thursday. I think he's going to be out longer than that. We'll have to see. It says here in the update here, while Ja Morant received good news on the legal front Wednesday, the Memphis Grizzlies just announced they plan to keep him away from the team for at least the next 4 games. Okay, so I just found out about that. So the 2-game suspension has been extended to at least 4 games now. Will it actually be extended longer? We'll have to see. But it says here, Ja Morant is off the hook in his gun video case, at least criminally. Cops just announced the NBA star will not face charges, even though he recorded himself brandishing a firearm at a Denver area club over the weekend. The Glendale Police Department cleared the 23-year-old on Wednesday afternoon, saying in a statement that despite the concerning images on Morant's Instagram live stream Saturday morning, quote, there was not enough available evidence to charge anyone with a crime. That's what I kind of figured. I mean, how would you actually know he was actually drinking at that time? You don't know. All you had to go on was that video. And I'm pretty sure if he was, nobody was actually going to say if he was drinking. Cops said the incident took place on March 4th, just hours after the Grizzlies game against the Nuggets at Shotgun Willie's, a gentleman's club located 5 or so miles from Ball Arena. Quote, in this case, police said, it should be noted that on the night in question, the GPD did not receive any calls for service at the nightclub regarding a weapon of any type. Subsequently, no disturbances were reported, and no citizens or patrons of the club came forward to make a complaint. The investigation also concluded that no one was threatened or menaced with a firearm, they added. And in fact, no firearm was ever located. While cleared legally, Morant is still facing potential punishment from the NBA. The league announced it launched its own investigation into the matter that has not yet concluded. While the probe continues onward, Morant who apologized for the video and vowed to seek out help afterwards, has remained away from the Grizzlies. No timetable for his return to the hardwood has not been set yet. Yeah, so I believe that 4-game suspension is going to hold for now until the NBA actually concludes this investigation. And actually, when you're on league business, it is actually against CBA to actually bring a firearm in. Now, of course, they're on the road, so that gun didn't just magically pop out of anywhere. So I believe the NBA is probably going to come down and suspend him or something like that. And got to remember, he's away from the team now. And I'm not exactly sure if that's an official suspension. It may not be, but regardless, that's a team deal right there. The NBA could actually come in and say, hey, we're going to sit you down. You're suspended for, I don't know, 5 games, 6 games, 7 games, 10 games, whatever. Now, there was a report yesterday that the league could actually suspend him for 50 games for violating the CBA by bringing that gun on a road trip. Now, we found out that Mark Stein actually clarified this, and he said that, wait a minute, hold on. There's a mistake here. There's nothing in the CBA as far as a suspension length. That would actually be up to the NBA themselves. Now, the 50-game suspension started actually going around, I believe, like Twitter. And I was just reading, it was like some parody account. I'm not really sure. But it's been clarified that there's no suspension length set in stone. So that would actually be the NBA. Now, I could see them actually suspending him for the rest of the regular season. And maybe he can actually come back for the playoffs. And I believe there's something like, what? 3-4 weeks left in the season. I'm not really sure. But if it was a 50-game suspension, boy, that would have really hurt him because the big money kicks in next season. And I believe there's, 16 or so games left in this season. That means he would have missed like 30-something games going into that season. Yeah, that's a lot of money to actually be losing. Hopefully this is a wake-up call for Ja Morant. The man is 23 years old. He's out of the woods on the criminal investigation. Now the league, yeah, he could be in trouble with the NBA. He really could. Maybe, you know what, if this was Roger Goodell, maybe he would actually be in much more trouble. But we'll have to see what happens, guys. Ja Morant, no charges. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.